What's up, guys? My name is Michael Baez, founder of Spark Bookkeeping, where we're drilling down your book so we can drill up your profits. If you're new here, I help entrepreneurial tradesmen with bookkeeping and tax, and I am able to speak about this because I am a licensed CPA who's helped over thousands of individuals and businesses minimize tax, save time, and boost their profits. Today, I want to talk to you guys about cost of goods sold. This is a very important part of the accounting process, the profit and loss statement, because we use the cost of goods sold to figure out your gross profit. And then from there, you can figure out your gross profit percentage, and you could really benchmark yourself against other people in the industry, see how your business is doing, see how much profit you're getting outside of just that one individual job. In this video, I'll be going over what cost of goods sold is, what is included in cost of goods sold, what is not included in cost of goods sold, and how you can track your cost of goods sold per project. Cost of goods sold is the cost of producing the goods or the service that your business provides. So for the trades or for construction businesses, this would be for the construction project you are doing. So this can be anything from a kitchen remodel or repair to building a deck to building an ADU. Those specific costs would be cost of goods sold. And on a profit and loss, this cost of goods sold is going to go right under your income. So you have your income at the top, revenue, gross income, that'll be on the top. And then the next will be your cost of goods sold, and then you'll get your gross profit. And then from there, next will be your operating expenses. That's going to be all of your back of house stuff like office expense, insurance, anything that's not directly related to a job would go there, whereas things that are directly related to a job that you would need to complete this one specific job would go into cost of goods sold. Okay, so what's included in cost of goods sold? It's good for me to go over some examples for you. It'll really cement what we're going over and what's included in there for you. So the first part that's included in cost of goods sold are any materials that go into this project that you're doing. So any lumber, any nails, hardware, if you're buying equipment for just this one particular job, that would be cost of goods sold. If it's equipment for multiple jobs, that wouldn't be cost of goods sold. So you want it directly relating to one job and being used in one job only. Any labor as well, if you have anybody on the site, their labor is going to be considered cost of goods sold because you need them to build the project. And any manager who's on site, I would include in cost of goods sold. The two things I see a lot that are included in cost of goods sold are any subcontracting expenses for that one particular job. You would put that into cost of goods sold, associated with the job. And then also any specific building permits or any type of fees you have to pay for that job, any dump fees, anything like that, that would also get included into cost of goods sold. Okay, so the costs that do not go into cost of goods sold are going to be the general business expenses, general overhead. So this is going to be things like office rent, office utilities, office expenses like paper, paper clips, things like that. Office salaries. So if you have people that just work in the office, say they're typing up bids, sending them out, taking care of AR, any accounting type fees, these are all going to be working on multiple jobs. So these are going to be not part of cost of goods sold. Also insurance and software, if you're paying for certain programs that work on multiple jobs, those are also not cost of goods sold. Selling and marketing, if you do have employees that are selling on the job or they're going door to door, maybe they're selling, that's still going to be not cost of goods sold because they're not actually working on the project, they're just selling. It's a different function of the business. For depreciation of fixed assets or vehicles, things like that, you can put it into cost of goods sold if you are able to identify, I spent this many machine hours on this job and it costed me X. A lot of the times it's not worth it. It's immaterial to the whole grand scheme of things. So this gross profit percentage, this is more for a managerial perspective. It's not as important if it goes towards cost of goods sold or general expenses. The IRS is not going to really come after you for a couple $100 difference or whatever it might be. They're both going to result in the same taxable income, so they're not as picky about that. But this is just more for you as a manager, somebody looking at these financial statements, how accurate you want to get. that's completely up to you. Also, generally, I wouldn't include bidding projects as far as part of cost of goods sold. I would think of that more as almost like the sale or the marketing of the project. Just because you bid on it doesn't mean you're going to get it. So I don't believe it should go into cost of goods sold generally. And then to track this efficiently, I always recommend a great accounting software. I normally use QuickBooks. There's also Xero, there's Sage, there's a couple other accounting softwares that'll help with this. And then you could also separate the cost of goods sold by project, which is very good. This way you can see how much you spent on the project. There's different ways to account for it. You can do percentage of completion, lump sum. There's a lot to get into, so we'll leave that for another video, but definitely want to track it by project. That way you're able to see how much you're actually spending on the project, and then hopefully you look at your estimate and then you compare an actual versus estimated report, and that way you could see what's going wrong. Why isn't the project where you think it's going to be as far as cost or profit, and really get into your numbers. But yeah, that was a quick video on cost of goods sold. Nothing too crazy, but it is very important because it is one of the biggest expenses that most trade and construction businesses have on their profit and loss. And it is factored into a lot of financial ratios to see the health of your business. So it's very important to get right. And if you have any questions regarding cost of goods sold or anything accounting related, please feel free to book a call with me. I'd be happy to help. And if there's something you would specifically like to see me talk about, go ahead and let me know, and I'd be happy to make a video about it.